Do you know what Russia is giving North Korea's Kim Jong-un in exchange for the men he is sending to fight on the battlefield in Ukraine?
We don't know for sure. And frankly, I think Vladimir Putin doesn't know for sure. I think he probably hasn't decided exactly what he's going to do for North Korea on a going forward basis. But I will tell you this, Kim Jong-un expects that he's going to get something significant, probably in the form of military and technology support from Russia.
For his nuclear program?
And that's a distinct possibility. I can't say exactly what will happen, but we have already heard the Russians come out and say that North Korea's nuclear program should be looked at differently today than it was 5 or 10 years ago. So the concern about the relationship between Russia and North Korea in both directions is very real and something that all of the nations of the free world need to pay attention to.
So Prime Minister Netanyahu said he spoke to Donald Trump 3 times in the past few days. The Israeli president, Isaac Herzog's coming to the White House. That was just announced. What makes you think in these final days of the Biden administration that Benjamin Netanyahu would agree to peace in Gaza or agree to peace in Lebanon and not hold on to that political capital for the new president?
Prime Minister Netanyahu will make his decisions and he'll speak to his decisions. Here's what I see. First, in Gaza, it really today is not Israel that is standing in the way of a ceasefire and hostage deal. It is Hamas. Israel has said it's prepared to do a temporary ceasefire for a number of hostages and then try to build on that to get all of the hostages home.
Do you know what
Hamas has said
he was
no.
talking about on that with Hamas?
I don't know about the particular statement he made. What I will tell you is whatever Hamas is saying publicly, what they are communicating to the mediators is no, we will not do a ceasefire and hostage deal at this time. So what we need to do is get the rest of the world to continue to increase pressure on Hamas to come to the table to do a deal in Gaza, because the Israeli government has said it's prepared to take a temporary step in that direction. And then when it comes to Lebanon, we have been actively engaged in discussions with the Israeli government. Those should remain behind closed doors. But we do believe that at some point, the Israeli government wants to do a deal that gets its citizens back home. I don't think it's doing that deal for American politics. I think it's doing that deal to try to secure Israel. And I expect that in the coming weeks, we will see progress in that direction.
Will you hold Israel to account? Because the Secretaries of State and Defense have sent letters saying that they're not allowing in aid to the degree they should, and that there are possibly forced displacements from northern Gaza. On this program, you have said that was essentially a red line.
So basically what you have seen from Secretary Austin and Secretary Blinken is a letter to their Israeli counterparts that says, here is a set of steps we expect you to take, and we are going to measure you against the progress you're making towards those steps. This week, we will make our judgments about what kind of progress they have made. And then Secretary Austin, Secretary Blinken, the president will make judgments about what we do in response. And I'm not going to get ahead of that.
Very quickly, President Xi and President Biden will be in the same place at these summits in the next few days. Will the president confront him about this pervasive and massive hacking of telecom companies known as Salt Typhoon?
President Biden, every time he sees his Chinese counterpart, President Xi, speaks to him about cyber-enabled espionage, about cyber attacks. Yes, it is. It is an absolutely significant attack. It's something that the FBI, our Department of Homeland Security, and our entire national security enterprise is digging into in a big way. And of course, it will be on the agenda between every American official and every Chinese official in the weeks ahead.
Jake Sullivan, a lot happening in the world.